We're right back with you. We're having a wonderful show on the air and off the air. We're having some good discussion. But we that call that came in just now had us stalled a little bit there, and I think we're maybe a little undivided on banning everything. But I think the audience out there know that I'm not one for the banning at all. I don't believe in banning anything. Banning motorcycle, banning jet ski, banning song, banning music. I don't believe. I think what you do is you make it more attractive to the underworld when you ban things. So I think we should find a way to work with people. And like we were discussing, I think parents could be a little bit more responsible and really dwell into what the kids are doing. Don't just leave them there playing the game. Find out what they're really doing, right? Listen to what they're listening to. It's a hard job, It's not an easy job, it's a hard job. But you got to be really intimate in knowing what the kids are doing so that you can help guide them and help to give them good support. We have a call, we're going to go to the call. Good evening, you've reached Speaking Mind. Go right ahead, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I want to pick up Sherwin McGill and Jas. Yeah, I'll do anything, man. On the 20th, I'll be there watching you guys, man.
There you
Yes,
go.
man.
You know it is.
I know the voice. How could I not know your voice?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You should.
Well, we want to get you in the ring next year.
But I'm thinking about that,
Yes, we will help you. So come on in and join us.
Okay, work with you now, man. I know you'll set me up.
Yeah, man, for real.
I'll be there watching out here, man. I'll be there for sure.
All
Nice,
right,
man.
thanks.
One love all the time.
Good to hear your voice, man. Good to hear your voice.
Also, I look for my CDs and I come with you.
All right. We can make sure you get one.
Okay.
Okay.
That he's actually the singer for the Leon and the Hot Shots.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. He's a regular caller.
Yeah.
So yeah, we it's good to have this kind of conversation about Calypso rather than just listening to Calypso, but really understanding the lyric. And something you guys are not even saying much about is putting the music to the lyrics is a whole other art form and a whole other set of skills that people have.
It is for me. I'm not a poet, but I have all the ideas and I put everything into my BlackBerry, every idea that I get, and then I send the ideas out. Someone puts it into the verse and chorus format, and then we go into the studio and we work with it from there. So and everybody does it a little differently, I believe.
Okay.
Like I just said, he doesn't write anything down. He puts it all in his head. So everybody has a different way of getting the finished product done.
Okay. We have a call. Good evening. You've reached Speaking Mind. Go right ahead, please.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
About the last call.
Yes.
Right? About what the children hearing and they should ban music and those things. I don't think that's a right thing to do because of young people nowadays. We see things in our society that others trying to hide.
Okay.
And what you say was really true because the more you hide it, the more that we actually try to see it and want to know what it's all about.
Thank you.
Out
so
of
what the Calypsonians are talking about.
Thank you.
They should send a message in this song because we actually listen.
I think in some cases we underestimate how intelligent our young people are.
Precisely.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
And that's what I was saying to you know, if your child comes up to you and asks you, well, mommy, what is massage poem? You must find a way to explain that.
Yes.
And explain it with the reality of what it really is.
Yes.
You know, because you know, it to me doesn't make sense to hide things from the kids. I can give you an example with the technology.
Yes.
These children are so smart. You know, we have a 5-year-old son,
Yes.
and no matter what we do to try to keep that password on that iPad away,
Yes.
somehow he figures it out. So you know, instead of hiding it from them, we need to sit down and have conversations with them about these things.
Shireen, this is their technology, you know. This is their world.
So tell me how you going to introduce, how you going to explain massage poem to your child?
Well, if it were asked, I would explain it in a way. You have to sit down. Each child is different. Each child is different too. Some children are more curious. Some children would come right out and tell you, well, mommy, is it my private part? Another child might not be like that. So you have to know your child.
You have to know your child.
And understand and know how to get the point across.
Exactly.
You know, and it might be more difficult for some parents than others.
It's true.
So it is a tough thing, but you know, we have to realize the type of world we're living in today.
Yes.
No, but
and like I was saying to you, it's worse for someone else to explain that to your child.
To your child.
Okay, it's better that you, the parent.
So you gonna explain that to your child?
I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna have to do like Sharina and just have to come straight forward and just say what it is. Because this is a real world, and they have worse things than that out there.
Yeah, and then
worse things than that out there.
You know
there's
what?
The internet,
exactly,
and there's a whole other set of other things. We don't even have a way of tracking people who are molesting young people. The song you're singing on, the very song you're singing on.
Yeah.
We don't even have a register to keep a track of where they live. To know if they come to live in Virgin Gorda or to know if they live in Road Town. These are things we have to address.
And though that is something to one of the songs that I did called At the Discretion of the Minister. There are cases here where persons have committed crimes, they were sent to jail, they were deported, and then they're back here.
That's right.
They're back here. How are we keeping track of them and back here to the point where children were molested?
That's a heavy song that she's talking about.
You know, and so for us,
a heavy song.
These are some of the things that we need to look at.
That is political commentary.
That is what I agree with you. We have to find ways to track these things.
Yeah, that is political commentary.
Yeah, but we would have liked to know how you would have do it.
Tell them straight up exactly what it is, and that is my style.
Yeah.
You know, I don't cut corners, but other people might find a different avenue.
So what is this song really saying?
Massage poem.
Poom or poon? What is
Massage
it?
poem.
What is poom?
Hey, look, we sound like she going for cane and all of that. All of that. Well, I mean, come on, you know, nothing ain't changed.
Cane, now they go and cut a cane and you could go.
I glad.
It's called double entendre.
You're not going for cane.
We're going for cane.
You know, you're going for wood, you go for wood to cook, you go for wood to cook up.
Yeah, you see, so that's why we are West Indians.
Yes,
that's
we're the most colorful people, the
Yeah.
most exciting people
That's right.
in the world. I don't think that there's any other race of people that's exciting as West Indians. Trust me.
I agree.
Going for cane different than massage poem.
But that same song had the backing up in it, and you know, backing up is a dangerous thing. If you don't want
No, to be honest,
back it up and back it up.
Most children love that song. When I really check out that song, more children love that song more than big people. You hardly find big people love massage poem.
Well, like I said, we come a long way with Calypsonian territory, and I am so happy that you guys come on the show, because it shows that Calypso is live and vibrant in the community. And that date there, and I have written on here, July 28th. I'm appealing to everybody that's looking at this show live on the internet. Come out to the show. Don't wait for anybody to tell you what happened. Come out to the show. Be there in person and hear what the Calypsonians have to say. They only have one shot.
One shot.
You know, I like to have one shot. Back in the day, if you had a one-shot gun, you had to come and reload.
Well, I think it'll make everyone, work a lot harder. Not
Yes.
that we don't work hard,
Prepare more.
but I think that it will make all of the Calypsonians really put their all into the performance.
Yes.
And so it's going to be a good show.
While we're talking about that, let's talk a little bit with the audience a little bit to explain to them a little bit of how the show goes. You know, there are points for different things. There's stage performance, there's lyrics, there's, there are a number of things that they judge the show by. It's not just, I like this guy and everything.
Well, lyrics is worth the most points.
It's worth the
It's
most
out of
points.
100 and lyrics is 40 points.
Okay.
So that's going to carry a lot of weight. And then there are the two other categories. I can't bring them off the
Stage
top.
performance is one.
Stage performance is within another category.
Okay.
And like the presentation itself only gets 5 points out of 30.
Okay.
One category is 30, another is the music and the melody, not singing someone else's melody or so forth. That's 30 points as well. How well you bring across the song, do the words and the melody marry, each other.
Right.
Are you on time, etc.
Right. Interaction with the audience.
Yes, there is some of that and like mic technique, etc. But those are all within like the presentation category.
Okay.
But you are not judged on audience response. So even though if the whole audience is out there jumping up and cheering for you, you're not judged on audience response.
Okay. Good. I mean, I think the public is, they're gonna be satisfied when the July 28th, when that evening is finished. I think they're gonna be satisfied. I really feel so, because I think Calypso have come a long way, and it has developed to a very high degree over the years, and that's good. That's good. That's good for Calypso. Yeah.
Calypso really definitely need to develop in the BVI.
Some more, definitely. We have a call. Let's go to the call. Good evening. You speak your mind. Go ahead, please.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I have a question for the young lady there.
Okay.
I have a 5-year-old child, and she's digging around the bush, but I'd like to hear word for word how she would explain to a 5-year-old child that asks her how to massage, what is it, school massage for school.
Well, I would not be able to.
Everybody's child, I want to hear word for word how she would explain.
No, I would not tell you word for word, because your child and my child is totally different.
No, I don't want to hear about your child.
Well, I cannot tell you how you can explain something to your child, because I don't know your child. You would have to know your child intimately.
How would you, how would you explain to a 5-year-old child? It doesn't have to be my child, it could be your grandchild or your child. How would you explain to that child what is massage the
Well, you would have to explain that in your own words. What I am saying from a personal, you're asking me a question, but you're not allowing me to answer. You're not allowing me to answer you.
Miss, you have to allow her to answer you.
I am saying to you that if it is my child, well, I guess she wants to talk, so let her talk.
You know why the registration banned you? Because you know it's inappropriate.
Well, let us say it this way. If it is my child, I will know what to tell that child, and that is what I said. If it is my child, I will say that to that child what I have to say in my own words, because I am intimately involved in that child's life. I cannot tell you how to explain something to your child. If your child comes home and somebody was harassing that child at school, you are the mother. You have to be able to explain, sit that child down. You know the personality of the child. You know what mood swings the child might have. You know how sensitive the child might be, and then you would appropriately answer the question that way.
I'm pretty sure nobody's going to harass my child about massaging the home at school. And what I want to know is how you would explain to your little baby grandchild, your 5-year-old or 3-year-old.
Well, sweet.
What is
Well, sweetheart, I will explain it straightforward what I think it is, because there's a drink called poem. There is a drink called poem. But hear what? Let's put it this way and let's be frank. Everybody is different. Every child is different, and we need to cater to that.
Because you know what you're saying is inappropriate, and I back them 110% because you know what you're saying is inappropriate.
Well, lady, all you have to do is call radio station and ask them to ban it.
Precisely.
I will do that.
But you know what's very strange?
Yeah.
What's very strange is that this song has been around for months.
Yeah.
I think from Christmas in St. Croix.
Explain to me how to what is massage support. You cannot even do that.
All right, my dear. You've made your point.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's a little strange though, because the song has been around for quite some time, and I think
it's not strange to me. Calypso is controversial.
Well, yes, Calypso is controversial, and no, but what I'm saying is that only now you're hearing about this, but the song has been out there for quite a while.
We have another call. Yeah, good evening. You're speaking mind. Go ahead, please.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
I am so glad to see y'all standing up for your music.
There you go.
I cannot believe that we have people in our community who could be so silly. You are in control of your child.
Okay.
You should be the one that determine where, when, how, and
Precisely.
why.
Precisely.
So night is not a night for children. It's an adult activity. If we had a junior competition, then I could understand why some of these parents calling and making all this noise. But this is an adult event. There's so many other things that you could do with your child on that night. It's one night. Your child don't have to be in the village listening to these songs. And they acting like, these parents are acting like their children are unaware of what is going on. I am a teacher, and that's...
I am so glad that a teacher called.
That song that Makisha had out months back talking about F them.
Yeah.
My children is who teach it to me.
You see what I mean?
When they came to school singing it,
F them.
They got in trouble with me and they explained it to me. They said, no, teacher, ain't so. It's a song, so.
Exactly.
And that's how I knew she had the song out.
And I
think for parents to be harping on the negative aspect of this all the time, then that goes to show how small some of their minds are.
And the teacher, I want you to emphasize Shireen's point that you have to know the student, because every student is different. Every learner is different.
Exactly, and I'm glad that you called in.
I automatically went to the rudeness, you know. My children is who put me back as a teacher. No, it's not like that.
Okay, good.
This is what she means.
Okay.
I automatically went to the rudeness because I want to know what kind of nonsense is that. But my kids is who put me on track and said, teacher, yes, you could think of it that way, but this is what we think she means. Because when they recite some of the words of what she was saying,
yes,
it was more to positive than negative. So it's up to you and your interpretation. You can't just harp on the negative. Give me a break.
And teacher, don't forget, we're teaching here on this station too, you know. So we have to let people know that when we make our children sharp in lyrics, they're also sharp in the books.
Exactly.
Right, and I also...
I hope y'all don't get any more calls like that, because they're just wasting the little bit of time that we got for this little bit of speech tonight. They're wasting the time. This is nonsense.
Thank you, my dear.
The underlying rudeness in Calypso has been around for years and years and years. Sparrow had it.
Yes.
And
exactly.
everybody was walking up and carrying on. A lot of our local bands have it.
Right.
Woke up on a big girl, woke up this.
Right.
And all of we in the Juve jamming back and throwing back. We didn't know it was rudeness then.
But I also...
They need to stop the nonsense, man.
I also want to say that a lot of times people listen to what we call the hook, and they never listen to any of the lyrics in the song, and that is exactly what the caller is saying. And so, you know, I applaud the caller for putting a little more insight into the situation.
Hold that thought, Shireen. We're going to take a break from those people that make the show possible, and we're going to be right back.